Jasenia Vasquez, informative speech.
Audience of 3.
Begin.
Okay. So what do some consider torture? Some might consider torture to be something as small as sitting through another episode of The Bachelor or listening to a philosophy lecture knowing that at the end of the course, they will not be able to remember anything that was said. But torture is much more than just our version of personal unpleasantries. Torture has been in the news lately a lot, and there has been a lot of controversy around torture. In today's speech, I will discuss the definition of torture, I will discuss different types of torture, and I will discuss how torture has been used throughout history. According to the Association of Prevention of Torture, the legal definition of torture in human rights laws differs quite significantly from the way the term is used in the media and in general conversation. The internationally agreed legal definition for torture is torture means any act by which severe pain or suffering, whether mental or physical, is intentionally inflicted on a person for such purposes as obtaining from him or her third person information or a confession, punishing him for an act or a suspected act that he has committed, or intimidating or coercing him or a third person for any reason. According to Heather Evans in her book, The Hollywood Connection, the media portrays torture in a lighter note. Although it is portrayed in some similar ways in accordance to the international definition, the media may describe something as the pain of a broken nail as torture. The media also has influence on the way people perceive torture and if torture should be used in dire circumstances. Now that I've discussed the definition of torture, both through international law and through the media's portrayal, I will discuss the different types of torture. Now there's two main different types of torture. There's physical torture and psychological torture. Physical torture is any torture that inflicts pain on the body. For example, these examples include, but they're not limited to, beatings and kicking, contortion and excessive twisting of limbs, being forced to remain in a painful position, hanging, electric shocks, force feeding, burning and scalding, hunger, thirst, sexual violence, insulation, stabbings, lacerations, suffocations, etc., etc. Now, with psychological torture, psychological torture is torture that causes psychological damage, which includes placing sane prisoners in mental institutions, injecting them with drugs, sleep deprivation, solitary confinement, or exploiting specific phobias. Now that I've discussed the different types of torture, I will discuss torture throughout history. According to David Lubin's book, Liberalism, Torture, and the Ticking Time Bomb, torture has been used in many ways and it wasn't frowned upon before. It was accepted as means for terrorizing a civilian population, a form of criminal punishment, as a way of extracting confessions, and as a prerogative of military victors over their vanquished enemies. In an article published in May of 2018, it has been said that torture is a good thing because it worked on former presidential nominee John McCain. Although there is no evidence to indicate that Mr. McCain did actually give up ideal information, he was captured while he was a soldier in the Vietnam War. The United States might even revive torture as an official policy. According to an article written in 2007 by Adam Jacobson, Mr. Trump might revive torture as official policy due to the fact that there's weaknesses within each branch of the government due to the ban of torture within national security interrogations. Due to the vulnerabilities of this, and the fact that most Americans agree with torturing suspected terrorists, it is highly likely that torture will be revived for those reasons. So today I discussed the definition of torture, I gave examples of the different kinds of torture, and I discussed torture throughout history. I hope you learned something new today. There is something to be new to be learned every day with any topic, including torture.